do part 2?
All
Part 2?
I feel like a liar. I said I was going to wear a bow tie, and I forgot about it.
You're wearing
I'm wearing basically.
Hey, Facebook Live family.
Hey.
We are actually up there, so we're going to move the Movi, Brian, Mevo, whatever,
Mevo.
because the Mevo is right in my face on that screen. It's all right. We're not going to start the big recording until that.
Yeah, it looks.
It's all right. I have a voice. I have a face for radio. So
I have a face voice for video.
I really regretted. So Omar, Facebook family out there, Omar was performing at the Southside Art Center, right?
Yes.
I'd never been there before, and I went specifically to see you and Latko, and I will get Latko on here in due measure. But I had to leave because I was getting text messages from the missus saying, "Where are you? Why have you been? I thought you were just doing a flyby at 8 o'clock." And I'm like, "Yeah, but the show didn't start until 9." And like this show doesn't always start when it's supposed to start. Artists can't be rushed, right?
No. I feel like it was the karmic cycle coming back.
So how did your show do? Pretty well?
I think I did very well. It was very hot on the stage, though.
It was very hot in the audience. There was no air conditioning in that room.
No.
So,
no, it was great.
You ready? Yep. Welcome back to the second half hour of the Geaux Rouge show. This is episode 3. Geaux Rouge is brought to you by Sullivan's Steakhouse, Louisiana Tech Park, the law offices of Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa, the go-to personal injury law firm, Realtor Brittany Melanson at Keller Williams Red Stick Partners. Post it, list it, sell it, and move on. That's Brittany. As well as the Borghardt Law Firm, one of the fun and fuzzy criminal defense firms in Baton Rouge. That's my law firm. I am sitting here with Omar Finley. Omar, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Omar, this is your appetizer. We're going to get you on more often. We want you to talk a little bit about no-show comedy. We've got about 5 minutes to do this, so I want to jump right on in. No-show comedy is what?
No-show comedy is a event production company that I started with my friends. It actually stands for Nam and Omar Show Comedy. Not a lot of people know that, but that was what it used to be. It's about 5 of us, and we've been producing stand-up comedy events and productions in the town of Baton Rouge, and actually we've done a couple out of state now for about, it'll be 4 years in May.
So the best part about these comedy events is you can either go and watch comedy, or sometimes there's open mics to where you can go and get on stage. Brian Haldane's going to do this.
Yeah,
you can get on stage and do a couple minutes, right?
Yeah, normally 5. Sometimes if we like you, if you're a Franz, for instance.
I got 4 minutes.
You got 4 the other day when I was giving everybody 3.
So not a lot of people know this about me. In addition to doing this and being on radio and doing law firm stuff, lawyer stuff, I like stand-up comedy. I like doing stand-up comedy, and as you imagine, as a criminal defense attorney, I have a wealth of source materials, if you will.
Yeah.
So I want them to know, and we'll post something on the Facebook page for Geaux Rouge. December 16th, we have a no-show comedy show at the Guru, correct?
Yes, it's our flagship showcase.
And that's going to be headliner Marcus Bond?
Yes, Marcus Bond. He was a comic who just recently moved from New Orleans, and he's out and based in Chicago now. He's already been on Laugh Factory, so a lot of good things, and I can't wait to see him again. First time in like 7 months. So.
And then we also have... We have to move your mic a little bit so you can hear. It's okay.
The power of my voice knocked the mic down. I saw it happening. I didn't want to touch it during the recording.
So we have December 27th. We have another comedy show. This one I'm excited about. This is at the Renaissance on Bluebonnet. Tell me a little bit about that show.
It's a free show. It's going to be at the Renaissance in the
Wait a minute.
Free.
It's free?
It is free.
Well, what's the catch?
You got to come and buy drinks.
Okay, well, I get that.
No, it's no drink minimum or anything. It's a free show. It's our first time we're going to be at the Renaissance, and it's going to be it's a similar showcase to the one at the Guru, just a little bit more of showcasing us as individuals in the no-show company. So it's going to be more stand-up from me. So if you want to see longer sets from me, my partners Terrence Lane and Jeremiah Turner will be that. And we'll have a couple of guest drop-ins as well for other comics. So it'll be about 2 hours of stand-up comedy and food and everything at the bar at the Renaissance.
So how did you get into comedy?
That is a very funny story.
We got some time.
I got thrust into comedy. Believe it or not, I never planned on doing stand-up in my life. It was one of those things I saw, and I would always go, if I had a wish or a genie, I would be a stand-up comic or a comedic actor. And my friend who I mentioned earlier, Nam, one day we used to work together at this at the climbing wall at Perkins on Perkins at the Breck Extreme Park. I used to work there. Shout out to all my Breck fam. And one day after the show. After the work shift, he invited me out to see a show, And I went to the station on Bennington off of College.
What was it like going to the station? I hadn't been there in a while.
It was my first time ever going there, and I'd been there. I've been living in Baton Rouge for 5 years at this point, and it was my first time going there. And I was like, this is a weird spot, but I liked it. And and the comics I saw were amazing. And then afterwards, he was like, hey, how'd you like it? I was like, dude, I loved it, man. I always wish I could have been a stand-up. And he was like, oh, I used to do this. And I was like, no, I didn't. And he's like, yeah, we're going to come back next week.
And you're going to get on stage.
And you're going to get on stage. And I thought he was joking. And a couple of days later, he called me. He was like, hey, man, I hope you got 5 minutes prepared. And I started. I did my first set. And then I didn't stop going there. I think I took my first week off like 9 months afterwards. So it just like, it was something like just, I couldn't stop doing it.
So for me, I was asked to do a set for a charity comedy show that was put on by Laura.
Yes, the amazing Laura.
Yes, Laura Sue. Shout out Laura. So I had never done it before. I have good timing as a lawyer, but I had never gotten on stage. I had been roasted on stage before by Laura, but not doing set. So yes, you did. So for me, I did some research on it, and I delivered. I don't know how much time we had back then, but it felt like 5 minutes.
I think you had 5 minutes.
I loved it. It's addictive.
It's an itch.
Yeah, it's an itch. Now, what was interesting is in the charity comedy routine, everybody was being kind and friendly and laughing because it was a comedy charity routine. Yeah. The next night, I went to one of your events and did open mic, which was way scarier.
Yeah.
Because it's a room full of comedians that like really do comedy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I'm such a poser. And like I did my thing and it worked. But I mean, it is a itch. It's addictive. It's fun. And the good thing about what you guys are doing is you're doing that balance of you're providing entertainment, you're providing an outlet for people that are interested in doing comedy, you're working with charities. So I love what No Show Comedy is doing. So if they want more information on No Show, where do they go?
You can follow us on all of our social handles at No Show Comedy, or you can go to our website, noshowcomedy.com. We have all our show information there. Eventbrite tickets are all linked there, so you'll be able to find all the information in that. And social media, we're very responsive. You'll get to talk to me.
So we got a little bit of time left.
Yeah.
I want to get Brian involved in this.
Hey, Brian.
I need Brian Haldane to do a stand-up routine. Brian, how much time we got left?
Got 5 minutes left in this.
Hey, that's 5 minutes is perfect, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is only a 5-minute section, so this is not a 10. So how much time do we have left?
Oh, we're done then.
All right. So before we leave, Brian needs to do a No Show Comedy sketch.
Yes.
How can we get Brian on to do a sketch?
Well, Brian, you're in luck. This Thursday, we're going to be having our open mic at the return of our open mic at City Bar. Sign up. Doors open around 8 o'clock. Show normally starts around 8:30, 8:45, just depending on when the crowd gets there.
Cool.
We don't like it to always be just comics. Normally, we have a good crowd there. So we'll always love new comics to come in. And we'll treat you nice.
Somebody needs to. So, Omar Finley, thank you for coming in. No Show Comedy. Omar, we're going to have you on regularly. I just wanted to give them a teaser of who you are so that my goal is to do some comedy on here, maybe live, maybe scarily live.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But Omar, appreciate it.
Thank you, Franz.
All right, so as Omar heads out with his beautiful new Geaux Rouge hat, which you can also get one. If you share this video, you can win a chance to win a free hat. Right now, up next, we have the folks from Perkins Row. If we can grab them, Omar, we're gonna switch spots with them. I'm not kicking you out. I mean,
you're
kind of kicking you out.
You're kind of kicking me out. It's okay, man. I got to get on my truck.
Don't tell them. I'd rather hang out. So Perkins Row, we've got a good. Well, as they're coming forward, y'all come on up. We've got 2 chairs. We've got 2 mics. So y'all are gonna have to share the mic. Okay, yeah, one mic over here. This feels like a Stephen Hightower mic right here. So how this works is we're just going to kind of engulf you. We're going to make a little Perkins Row like cuddly thing. So we've got Chelsea. We've got Steven. Where's Christina? Christina, come on, Christina. And then you're the big deal, right?
I don't know about the big deal.
Introduce yourself real fast.
Brian LeBlanc.
Brian LeBlanc, you are the GM?
GM at Perkins.
All right. So I wanted to have you guys on because Perkins Road this time of year is a winter wonderland. Big giant Christmas tree, big area where you can sit next to some Cajun gators and take some photos near the movie theater. I want to talk about what's going on with Perkins Row right now, and I also want to talk to some of the entrepreneurs here. So Chelsea, let's start off. What's going on right now at Perkins Row?
Everything.
Yes.
So this weekend we actually have a big event. It's called Dashing Through the Rope Bingo. Essentially, you come to the Perkins Row table, look for the Christmas tree. We'll be right there. Grab a bingo card. It's not actual bingo. So each slot on the bingo card will have a spot for a restaurant or retailer.
Okay.
And basically all you're doing is you're visiting the restaurants or stores. And
You
you're
get a
having your card.
stamp.
Yeah, and you get it stamped. And at the end, you bring your card back to me. And the fun part is you're playing to win a $1,000 shopping spree.
What?
Yep. And if
That's
you,
a lot of clams.
Correct. And then there's more. So if you make a purchase of $25 or more, whether it's at a store or a restaurant, and you show me your receipt when you turn in your bingo card, you get 5 additional entries to the contest.
Oh, my gosh. And that's December 7th.
Correct.
Right.
That's the Saturday from 11 to 2.
And then December 8th, we have something.
Yes. The Baton Rouge Corvette Club is going to bring out a few cars for a car show. That'll be all in front of the movie theater and the Christmas tree.
So the most important event coming up for me is on December 14th.
I know you love that one.
Santa Rocks the Row. Talk to me about Santa Rocks the Row. We go to this. This is big.
This is our biggest event of the year. So we close the street, all of Perkins Row, from Barnes & Noble to essentially Kendra Scott. We have carriage rides that go up and down the row. We have caroling with Theater Baton Rouge. We have Baton Rouge Moms out for arts and crafts and letters to Santa. Obviously, Santa and Mrs. Claus are there as well doing selfies, games.
Santa Claus selfies.
Games, everything. It's a really good time.
How much does this cost?
It's free. It's
Wait a minute.
absolutely free.
Wait a minute. This
Yeah.
is a free event?
Yes.
It's free?
All of our events, for the most part, are free and open
Awesome.
to the public.
So I'm going to go on before we miss the December 15th Carols at the Row,
Yes.
right? So you guys have something almost every week in December, it looks like.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Sorry, Chelsea. So you guys have made a really good community space. It's not just retail. It's not just restaurants. It's a space where you can bring your family. You can hang out. Brian, you can go meet Santa Claus on December 14th. You can bring the kids, man. I mean, there is something for everybody out there. I've hosted events at Perkins Row. We did the Cap City Mac and Cheese Fest. That's
And it was
City,
amazing.
Cap City Mac and Cheese Fest.
Right.
Charity event for Baton Rouge General. It was amazing. And we used that green space towards the back. I love what's happening at Perkins Row right now. I particularly love transitioning to Stephen, one of their new restaurants. Love the parking, Stephen. Rouge. So what's going on at Rouge right now?
Oh, I tell you
And what is Rouge? I know what Rouge is. You need to tell them what Rouge is.
Creole is our from our restaurant group, City Group Hospitality, our latest creation. So it's a restaurant that really centers on the history of Creole cuisine, and we have a lot of unique dishes along with some classic favorites from barbecue shrimp on down. A lot of things that you would be accustomed to in the Creole fare, but I feel like we're doing some cutting edge stuff too. So it's been a lot of fun. Our relationship with the Perkins Row, I mean, it's been unbelievable.
So as you know, I dabble in brunch.
Yes.
Hashtag Baton Rouge Brunches. That's one of my pages. I went to brunch there the other day, and I had a wonderful experience. I had some paella, and as someone who has just spent a long time in Spain, I will say your paella was pretty legit. My family loved it, so we definitely will be back. You need to don't change anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't. And look, one of the things Stephen has brought for us today, or brought more appropriately to you, and I'm going to move it over here so you can see it, is some gift cards. And these are for how much?
It's $50.
$50?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's big money. So here's the deal. You have to go like Rouge on Facebook, and that's Rouj. You got to like the Rouge page. You have to go like the Geaux Rouge page. That's Geaux. Have you liked the Geaux Rouge page? You have? You sure? I'm going to test you later. You have to like those two pages, but more to the point, Chelsea's going to do a Facebook post later today. You got to share that, and at the end of the week, Chelsea's going to draw one name. It's on Chelsea's shoulders, and you're going to have a chance to win one card, not two. We're going to give two. That's right. And how much does that cost you? Nothing but a share, free. Perkins Row, Rouge, just giving stuff away from the heart. That's awesome. All right, so now I want to talk about a place that's near and dear to me, Paris Parker. So not because I have any hair, because I don't. I have a beautiful wife that has thick, gorgeous, Lion King-esque Mufasa hair. Shannon, I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart for saying
Mufasa was
that.
the dad.
It's a thick mane, dude. So anyways, talk to me about Paris Parker. What's going on at Paris Parker at Perkins Road right now?
So Paris Parker, we are in full holiday swing, as you know, from just talking about shopping and all of your holiday needs. And most of them come at a value, so they already come at a discount.
Love it. And you brought goodies today too.
I did bring goodies. I left them to the side because
I didn't take them from you.
It's under wraps, and I think we want to keep it.
Yeah. So she has a
super exciting
goodie. Are you super excited about it?
I am
You
super
look like you're super excited about it. So we have a
wanna give it
Paris
away.
Parker giveaway. Same thing. You got to like the Geaux Rouge page. Now you guys are on social media on Instagram.
Yes, we are on Instagram. We're on Facebook too, but I think a lot of our traffic gets to
Right.
Instagram. So it's,
Well, we can shuffle them to
we
Instagram.
are at Love Paris Parker on Instagram.
So like their page, like Geaux Rouge, and Chelsea will make a post for Paris Parker. Chelsea, you got some heavy lifting to do.
I know y'all are keeping me
She's
busy
the
today.
So Chelsea's going to make a post, and at the end of this week, she'll also do a drawing.
Yep.
For a free bag, and let's do it on Instagram too. You want to do it on Instagram too?
We'll put it on Facebook and Instagram.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about the culture of Perkins Row right now.
Okay.
So it's been around. Perkins Row has been around for how long now, guys?
About 13 years.
13 wonderful years. We've seen some businesses come and go, which is it's natural. How would you characterize? And this is a question for all of you guys. How would you characterize the culture there now? Because I always experience something new every time I go. Whether I'm at Barnes & Noble and having some coffee and then getting some ramen, whether it's because I'm at Rouge, what's the culture? You're Steven's
I'm
raising his
dying
hand.
to answer.
All right,
Please
come on.
do.
Stop talking, Franz.
I'm sorry. I mean, look, we've been in the center now for almost 6 months, and these guys, Brian, Chelsea. I mean, it's first class all the way. You got a great business, but the beauty of it is that they select the right types of businesses to be there. A lot of unique things coming, high quality businesses like the Paris Parkers of the world, and we've been honored to be there for our 6 months. I think it's going to be a relationship, and you see what they're doing during Christmas time. It is this community within a community, not only for the businesses, the residents that are there, but it's become a special place in short order for us being a part of Perkins Row.
Well, and I'm glad you guys are there. There's never any fight for me when a good restaurant opens up there. We love Rouge. There's other restaurants there I'm on keto, so I kill Texas Day Brazil.
Oh, there you
Texas
go.
Day Brazil and I are like this. Keto, shout out to keto. What about you? What do you think the culture is?
Right now,
Besides Christmas Wonderland.
it's all Christmas. My favorite part about my job is community involvement. So obviously a community within Perkins Row, not just stores and restaurants, which we're a shopping mall, so it'll always be that. But I really enjoy bringing nonprofits, and we just did a partnership with the Emerge Center and let the kids do or take part in the mural. So it's just really a cool community vibe.
And people
for everyone.
sometimes lose sight about how much community service you guys are doing. And I include in that a food truck roundup where you just have an opportunity for people to come there, a silly mac and cheese festival that raises money for the Baton Rouge General Burn Camp.
Crawford coming up in March.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll be coming back.
and it's such it is a community within a community. So you're giving people a place to go and shop and eat and experience some of the best parts of Baton Rouge. As someone who occasionally throws events, I like Perkins Road a lot. I like the event space, and you have a few of them, right? So let's talk about events there.
Okay,
If you're interested in throwing an event there, you're kind of the person to talk to, right?
that would be me.
Yes. So there's a couple of different facilities to have an event there, right?
Correct. And it really just depends on what the event is. So we need to talk it through, but we have we can do an indoor event in one of our vacant pop-up spaces,
I like
or we have that second floor in front of Cinemark, kind of under the chandelier.
That is my favorite space in the entire Perkins Road.
We've talked about that
Yes,
before.
I want to do a cigar dinner
You
there.
do, and let
I
me know.
want to
We'll
do a
it.
cigar
Where
dinner.
are you?
I'm looking at you.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But that's really beautiful. A lot of people actually rent that out during Rock and Row, and we call it kind of like our VIP space. So we block it up. We block it off. People cater it. They have a little bit of alcohol up there. Obviously, it's all licensed and everything. But then they have somewhere to go and dance for Rock and Row. So if they want to go downstairs, dance, they can do that, and then they have somewhere to come back upstairs and sit and mingle.
So I am big on staycations at this
Yes.
phase of my life. I am married with a 4-year-old, and occasionally I need to get out of the house and actually spend time with my spouse. Without my blessing of a 4-year-old, Brian Haldane's looking at me like I don't know where he's going with this.
Well, no, I'm looking at you because you just got back from Spain.
That's true.
That was
Staycation.
Doing Spain
vacation.
for
He was
quite a
staying
while.
there.
Hey, stay focused. We're talking
You stayed in
staycations,
Spain.
not vacations. So one of the things I like talking to people about is ways to do staycations in Baton Rouge. And I pitched this to one of my good friends. I said, you get a room at the Renaissance, and on a Saturday, you go to Perkins Row. You start in the morning. You have breakfast at La Madeleine's. You go shopping. You see if they're having an event. You do all that stuff. Maybe you have lunch at Rouge.
Or brunch.
Or brunch.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Paris Parker.
You
Par-
can get a blowout.
let her get a blowout at Paris Parker.
Get
Meanwhile,
your makeup done at Paris Parker.
right?
Full
Maybe
service.
see
A
a
facial.
maybe see a
Yeah.
movie, and then you can have dinner. I mean, you can do a staycation at Renaissance and Perkins Row. And at first, my buddy was like, "Man, that sounds crazy." And then he started thinking about it. He was like, "Hey, you're not far off, right?" I sit at Barnes and Noble sometimes and just read and decompress and have some Starbucks coffee. And I, in fact, would rather hang out in that Barnes and Noble than the Starbucks that's right next door, which is still technically in Perkins Row, right?
Right.
So, okay, we have a few minutes left. Anything coming to Perkins Row any news that's coming that we need to know about? Because there's always something brewing, and I
There's
like
a
getting
lot.
the scoop.
There's a lot brewing. Unfortunately, nothing we can announce just yet.
Not
There's
yet.
enough to
We're
crack.
Such a tease.
We're
I
very-
know,
we're
y'all.
very close. We're
I
very close.
am so ready to make a couple
Okay.
of announcements.
So
but
when you
just
do
stay
have
tuned.
when you have those announcements, let me know. We can get you all
course.
back on. So let me ask you this, and again, this is besides the fact that we have Paris Parker and Rouge here. What are some of the places that are the best kept secrets in Perkins Row? That's what I like about Perkins Row is there's some shops there that people forget about that are there that you're like, dude, how'd you forget that? My wife's a big fan of the black and white store, or is the white and black? They're not there anymore. That's awkward. That was awkward. Well, I guess she's not going there anymore. But that was an example of where we used to go. Give me some best kept secret places.
I think Peregrine's Home Store, and right now they have their Christmas store pop up, which is literally a winter wonderland. It's
Okay.
beautiful. It kind of gives off some Disney vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you a Disney fan?
Yeah,
Okay.
very much so.
I'm married to a Disney fanatic.
Well, then she would love it.
Yes.
So, and then there's also Beautiful Butterfly, which is all handmade bath and body products. It's fantastic. She makes everything herself.
So we've got about a minute. If people want more information about Perkins Row, y'all are on social media.
Yep.
Perkins Row,
Perkins Row BR on either Facebook or Instagram,
Right.
or you can visit our website, perkinsrow.com.
Paris Parker, go to their Instagram page.
It's Love Paris Parker.
And then Rouge,
RougeCreole.com.
where do you want them to go to the website?
Well, then it'll link you to everything.
Well-
I wish I was that good.
Well, thank you guys. That's okay. I'm not that good either. Thank you guys for coming.
Oh, thank you.
You don't look like you wear hats, but
I
maybe you
do,
do.
actually.
So these are Geaux Rouge hats for you
Cute.
guys. If
Thank
you
you.
share this video, guys, you can win a chance for these Geaux Rouge hats, as well as go to Perkins Row later today, and you have a chance to win if you follow Chelsea's instructions on Facebook and Instagram.
Correct.
So that's about it for this episode of Geaux Rouge. Franz Borghardt, Brian Haldane, Master Controls. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.